Warning, the views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have to worry about the Prez tonight. He's been threatening a suspension. So tonight, I'm really going to triple down on this, and I'm not going to read the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Nightcap. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the MOWM studio, Boom Broadcasting presents the Nightcap. And your host of the Nightcap, mouthing off with Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nightcap, the Tuesday Nightcap delight, because we're talking NXT, and you know it's me, it's M-I-K-E, it's Mouthing Off with Mike, and I've got one half of the Black Masses and Constellations podcast here tonight. She's the president of the Charlie Dempsey fan club. She's got all the agendas written down in her notebook. That's Torin. What's going on tonight, Torin?
What is up to the people? It is a good night. I am missing my tag team partner. We're gonna get down to the facts, Michael. It's a good day for a wrestling fan. It's a good day.
We're gonna get down to the facts. We are missing her tag team partner tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, Tortellini had a little bit of an incident. She had to take care of business. Yes, you know, Tortellini taking care of business like always. But I want to, send some love her way. I know her tag team partner's missing her. I know I'm missing her tonight for NXT. It's the usual Terror twins when it comes to Tuesday night. Usually it's the Terror triplets with Tortellini, Torn, and myself. But it's great to have Torn on the show here tonight. Torn, what's been going on? How have you been enjoying professional wrestling since the last time I saw you on the Nightcap?
When did you last see me? Did you see me for No Mercy?
It's been, yes, I think that was the last time I saw you was No Mercy. So it was about 10 days ago.
It has been a rough couple of weeks. We've been fighting to stay in it. We watched All Out. We've been trying to stick in there for WWE. It's just been a lot of stuff. If you're a fan of all or most things like us, it's just hard to try to get in there and get a good look at everything. But we've been trying. It's been good. It's been fun. I've been tired, but fun stuff comes first. Down with work.
Absolutely. Down with work, up with the fun stuff, up with the graps, up with the yaps about the graps. So without further ado, let's get into tonight's NXT. Should we call it NX Torin tonight since you're on the show? NX Torin and Tortellini.
NX me.
NX me. Little Ethan Page. Ethan Page pales in comparison to Torin and Black Masses and Constellations.
I'm glad you know. And let me tell the people, Mouthing Off with Mike is a great platform. Y'all should support the guy. Y'all should listen to his stuff. He's a supportive individual. Slowly but surely, we will inject kindness and positivity into this IWC. That is the end. I'm done.
That's it. Torn, much love for those kind words. But I know you've got some less kind words for what we saw in the opening contest of NXT tonight. Those NXT Tag Team Championships were on the line when Fraxium, Axiom, and Nathan Frazier defended against the Street Profits. And I know Torn and myself and her tag team partner, Tortellini, we're big Street Profits fans. We've been wanting them to win some tag gold. And tonight we thought that was the night. But unfortunately, the Timu Bloodline made an appearance. Bro. And shout out to the Bloodline. Shout out to Jacob Fatu. I love you, Solo Sikoa.
Look, I love you, Solo. Yes,
I love you, Solo.
I love you, Solo.
They come up, they clean house. So Torrin, I gotta ask you the question. We were interrupted with an incredible match. What did you think about the Street Profits and Frazier and Axiom tonight from what we saw before this interruption?
Before this interruption, let me just say that my boys, the Street Profits, looked great out there. And I'm glad they got this opportunity. I'm glad that Fraxium got this opportunity because, in my opinion, one of my personal goals for Fraxium is beneath whether or not they're going to break up, I like to see them throw their high-flying, high-paced style at other teams to see how it meshes. So for our guys, the Street Profits, to get in there and cook like they always do, we get to see a more continued improvement from Angelo Dawkins. We get to see Montez Ford do what he does best. But for that smaller audience to give them the reception that they fucking deserve, thank you, God. Thank you. Excuse my curse words.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, I'm talking to the president. Talking to the
I'm
president.
talking to the press. Listen, the press doesn't have any beef with my co-guest, my co-host, usually on the Nightcap. He just takes it up with me, so that's fine. I'll be the shield. I'll be the Seth Rollins to the people. No, I agree. The Street Profits, they look so damn good. They're getting the respect that they deserve here in NXT, because NXT, is where they come from, man. They got a lot of love back in the NXT days. They were one of my favorite tag teams coming up in the circuit.
And I actually missed. I didn't get to see the Street Profits on NXT. So I literally just in my head said, I'm going to start back watching wrestling one day. I saw them giving a promo with a red cup talking about who wants the smoke. I'm like, okay, it's me. I want the smoke. But I didn't see them on NXT. Like, I didn't see how you made whatever that type of gimmick is work on that type of, little promotion in that PC area. But they have it. They've always had it. I'm glad they got to cook. I don't know if the people got to saw the match, but this was literally announced a day or so ago. They look so good making their entrance. They will hype up any function. They will get the crowd live. We literally said on our podcast, the Black Masses and Constellations podcast, available on Spotify, we said, give us the Street Profits. Let them cook. Give them time. Get them on the mic. Now, I will speak for my partner and say that BFAB should have been there, but
I was thinking it.
Okay. All right. Hey, I'm not going to say nothing. I don't like outside interference. I don't want them to think BFAB does that type of thing, but next time I better see her. God damn it.
Absolutely. Very interesting tonight with NXT, the bloodline popping up. We know the CW deal is approaching in just 3 weeks. So Torn, I got to ask you the question here. Last kind of thoughts here on this whole bloodline popping up. Is this a one-time thing to set something up with the Street Profits on SmackDown? Or is this something that they're setting up for a triple threat match for the tag titles at NXT CW?
I bet not never see them damn. I bet not never see the bloodline. I bet not never see the bloodline on NXT ever again, bro. What the fuck? What? Honestly, though, just the same way that I think the Street Profits got to have a good match, a good look on this show today, Tuesday, and we got to see the reception from the crowd. Like I might have mentioned to you a little bit before we started rolling, whether I like it or not, surprisingly, the Temu bloodline got a monstrous pop. Like I said, it was unexpected. Truly. I saw the side of Tama Tonga. I said, I know that's not Tama. I know it's not.
Dude, I was like, no way. I saw this man. I was like, there's no way they brought the bloodline.
My Tongan Ludwig Kaiser. I know that's not Tama on NXT, bro. Get him out of here. And bro, what did Fraxium do to deserve Jacob Fatu?
No,
what did they do?
Absolutely, they didn't deserve to get the Jacob Fatu treatment.
And the thing, they will never see the bloodline ever again until they come to the main roster, but they will be in fear because they caught a stray for no reason. For why?
Listen, Jacob Fatu. He be saying he loves Solo Sikoa. I love Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, I love you.
Lock him up. Lock him up, bro.
He's a savage. Logan said Giulia is not yet violent and brutal in NXT. I want to see. All right, that's a great segue, Logan. Let's talk about it. The women's wrestling sensation, Giulia has made her NXT in-ring debut against. Can we do this? Are you ready, Torn? 1, 2, 3. Chelsea Green. Yes, there we go. There we go. We're gonna work on that. People, don't worry. We're gonna get down one day. What did you think here, Torn, about Giulia's debut match?
Can I be honest?
This is you can be honest. You could tell a
Okay.
lie. It's your choice. Whatever you'd like
Okay.
to say.
Since you said that, I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
No, I won't. I won't. The match was. I'm trying not to be mean. Okay, so go. I'm not going to talk about Giulia's hair. I'm not. Just I need y'all to let her know that I have a friend that can do a 360 bust down lace front with a middle part, and she don't stay far. But aside from that, the match with Chelsea Green, I liked it, but I like Chelsea Green, so I was gonna like it anyway. I didn't expect anything too hard hitting from Giulia. She can't start killing folks off the rip, but the headbutt from the beginning let us know what kind of brutality we should be expecting moving forward from Giulia. I want to ask you your thoughts on it, but also, like I asked you earlier, who does she face next if not Roxanne Perez? And if it is Roxanne Perez, is it almost guaranteed that she leaves with the belt?
Oh, good question. So I enjoyed this match, and I know we talked about it. And I think the best way to describe it is that Chelsea Green was the perfect first opponent for her, because Chelsea can sell like nobody's business. She has that ability to sell, right? And she makes those moves look as devastating as they should.
As
And maybe
yep,
and maybe Giulia doesn't have to, really hit as hard
do
as
too
she may
much.
have. Right. I will
Also,
say though,
yep.
a lot of people talked smack on the knee strike last week.
Did they?
Week,
I missed it.
Yeah, they were very critical on the IWC, which how it goes. But the knee strike this week, chef's kiss, looked fantastic from what I saw, from the angle I looked at.
And thank you for saying that. Oh, sorry, you didn't answer my question.
No. Go ahead. Please.
Let me just say that this was a longer than normal Chelsea Green match. We love those. We want those, but you can't just throw a longer than normal Chelsea Green match at me. You got to give her a longer than normal match on SmackDown first, because we want to see Giulia in a long match, but just this side of Chelsea Green, I don't think folks are used to seeing.
Yes.
Taking those harder hits. Chelsea Green did a submission move, bro. When did you learn that? I know you know that, but this audience doesn't know you know that, sister.
100%. No, it's 100%. Tonight, Chelsea got to really show out.
Show her stuff.
Exactly, that she may not get a chance to. And that's the benefit of wrestling when you have this big name coming in and you get the chance to lock it up with them, because you got to see the best from them, but you also got to bring your best, and you got to bring that level, match their level, right? What's the song? Match her freak, right? In that ring. And she did.
I ain't heard that song, Michael.
So formal. Torrin is the most formal guest that I have. Everyone calls me Mike. But Torrin hits me with the Michael.
It's that Southern respect.
It's Southern respect, and we respect
Roxanne Perez had better hide. Is all I'm
gonna say. No! Did you see that little segment backstage where Funaki was playing translator? It was Funaki. Yo. Oh, I loved me.
Y'all don't know, bro. Look, small, big pop, bro. Big
pop, massive pop.
What? Bruh. Okay, all right, that's cool.
He got to play.
I was like, who the fuck
he
is
was
her translator?
SmackDown's #1 commentator. Some #1 announcer.
Get the fuck out of here. Go home.
No, you gotta know. You know. Played a little translator tonight for Giulia, which I love the detail. That's something you see in sports, right? We obviously know Japanese baseball sensation Shohei Ohtani has a translator for the media. Why not have a translator for your Japanese megastar in Giulia?
And I did see a few people speaking on whether or not they thought her English would have been up to par at this point. So like you said, the translator kind of backstage in that environment, good thing to add. And then she came out at the end to say, "Oh, I actually can speak a little bit, baby. I'm coming for you."
Yeah. You better. She's the way she looked at her. It was like what do you call it? It was like a vulture looking at roadkill, just ready to eat her up and spit out the bones. So I do believe that Giulia is gonna beat Roxanne. I really think so. Unless what? unless Roxanne decides to enlist the help of someone.
And by help, what do you mean? Like to like
maybe her.
You
and
talking about her
friend,
bro?
reunite.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Cora Jade. Something to keep an
What do
eye
you
on.
think about
I don't
that?
know if that's
What do
the.
you- what do you-
I
what
don't
do you-
know if that's
what do
the
you-
direction they
what do
head
you-
in.
What do you think about that?
It'd be interesting because inevitably then you're setting up Cora versus Roxanne. If they decide to do Cora saves her.
And they've already turned on each other before. It's just whether or not one of them's a better wrestler than they were the last time they wrestled.
Exactly. And I would say since Cora's had so much injury time out, you got to give the edge to Roxanne at the end. So I don't know.
Giulia would wash them in a triple threat. So
yeah. So that's another element to this here. So it's very interesting. There's the women's division in NXT. We've said it many a times. Got to be one of the best in U.S. professional wrestling by far. Watched more. Yes, I agree. Watched more. Shout out to Revisiting the Mania. I love their content. It's husband and wife, and they rewatch WrestleManias. He shows Carlos' wife WrestleManias, and they go through all the WrestleManias. I think they're on WrestleMania 32 right now. I'm sorry, you have to go through.
What's your favorite WrestleMania? You can answer while we keep talking.
Yes, you can answer at any point if you're still here. Anything with Giulia is going to be a money printer for NXT. The contract gets signed, I think next week. Oh no, that's tricking Ethan.
We need to abolish contract signings. We need to abolish them. Down with them. Death to them. Bro. Bro, like I'm not gonna be mean, but I will be honest. It's just unless you're going outside of the same old age-old formulaic contract signing, talk a little shit, break the table. I try to jump you, you get the upper hand. Like unless we're gonna go outside of that formula, I don't want to see it. I think said on your show or even maybe on our show that I appreciated that Oro and your boy took it to Ava's office. Yes. And did good in the office.
And Oro took it to Lexus King's barber shop tonight.
Hey, let me shut up, bro, because Lexus King is trying to be relevant.
What? Yeah, what? Listen, I got a beard. My beard looking a little weird these days. I haven't seen my barber in a bit. My man had the painted on special.
What was that? Was that a Pimp My Ride patch up special? What that was?
The Pimp My Ride beard, dude. What?
Because I was listening to it, but then I hopped on the timeline real quick and I saw a picture of it and I said, sir.
I wish I would have saved that. I wish I would have saved that picture I saw earlier. I had no visual aids tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna find it for you. I will find it for you.
We will find it. We'll retweet it. Let's see here. Please. Martin. Shout out to Martin. Big comment. CM Punk, special ref for the women's title. I don't know what? He did tweet. He was Instagramming today. He said he liked Giulia's debut. Told Ava, "Hey, hit me up. I got an idea."
What did you think?
And now he's there next week on NXT.
When you first saw that, when he first said, "Got an idea, Ava, hit me up." Like, what was your immediate thought? Because I didn't even know what
my immediate thought went to the classic immediate thought of the alarms in my head were like AJ Lee, and then I had to remind myself. Then I had to remind myself that's not the way we would ever bring AJ Lee back to WWE.
I honestly,
so I don't know. Especially
can I say a thing?
Pretty good.
Let me say it quick. I think okay, it's a lot. One has Stone or the girl whose name I can't remember. Has Stevie either Turner. Of them gotten? Has either of them gotten the job yet?
No.
It would be funny if Ava doesn't pick either one, but picks AJ because she's been a GM before, hasn't she? Or has she not?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
We had this whole conversation a couple weeks ago with AJ Lee has a stake in women's of wrestling. WOW. Wow.
Boom.
What about? I'm gonna let the man.
Because the Punker said he might transition in NXT in the next couple of years. He said it.
I could see CM Punk hanging out in NXT. He'd love
He's
that's
he's
exactly what he
already
wanted to do.
hanging. He's
He's
already
he's already hanging. Oh, I love it. Logan thinks Stephanie Vacour shows up on NXT on CW after Giulia wins. But Logan, as much as I like that idea, then you set the precedent of, okay, if Giulia beats Roxanne, Stephanie confronts Giulia, then you know Giulia is going to drop the title to Stephanie. And then what are you going to do next? Oh, let me guess. We're going to do Delta confronting Stephanie when she beats Giulia for the title. And then the cycle continues. This is a fine line. I like it. I'd love to see it.
Delta is sitting at home eating
But
Doritos, minding her business. Like, she's like, why are y'all bringing me up?
that's fair, dude. That's fair. I'm very intrigued about that, Logan. I'm not dismissing that. I think Stephanie obviously is the next person we see debut in NXT, but
I agree.
maybe not for the women's championship.
What do you
There's
mean?
that North American championship.
Hey, that'd be kind of lit. But also, let me just make it a point for the people to know, as excited as we are about Giulia and Stephanie and Delta and this one and that one, we do love and appreciate the current NXT women's roster and what they have to give in the ring and what they have been giving, because just like the same thing goes for like AEW. It doesn't matter who you bring in, but as long as the people that have been there, that have been working, that have made their way up the ranks, they are the ones like helping these people get over in the ring. So they deserve, they don't deserve for us to always just be speculating about, oh my God, when Giulia gets here, when Steph, like, I don't know. It's doing a disservice to them, but also just Stephanie's going to be a problem when she gets here. Lord have mercy.
That's a very that's why I love, that's why you guys, you and your tag team partner Tortellini are so good, because you bring in that perspective of like, look, don't forget about what we got. And that's a valid 100% statement to be made, because like I just said 5 minutes ago, NXT's women's division is one of the best in the world, and it keeps getting better. And you can't forget about what you got, right? You know, that's the big issue that people say about Tony Khan over in AEW. It's like, you know, Toy Story. That's the meme I always see rolling around. It's like, oh, you know, boom, I'm done playing with you. Drops the toy for the next toy. That's something that doesn't happen in NXT though. That's the good thing.
We're gonna get on that Dynamite recap and really get to talking one day.
Oh, I mean, you're more than welcome. Open door, as you know. Martin says Roxanne's not going to lose till Asuka. She's close to Asuka's record, and then Asuka's going to come back and beat her. Or make her return. I would be honestly, Martin, fantasy book. I like the fantasy book. He fantasy booked this great Motor City Machine Guns debut. How to debut them on their newest episode.
Right.
Chef's kiss.
Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody.
Don't tell nobody.
Don't tell nobody, Martin.
It's already in the works, bro. Creative already got a hold of it, and they're changing up the homework so that the teacher doesn't know that they copied.
Nose goes. But just because you mentioned Asuka's record in NXT, don't let us forget to mention that Jordynne Grace is on her 15th, 16th, whatever, title defense. I think they said the record was something close. So I think there's still even a few more wins that she needs to get before maybe that. Is she going to drop it? Is she going to win it moment? I could be wrong, but that's what I heard.
No, that's true. I could see that too. We've got an answer, Torrin. Maria's favorite match is from WrestleMania 24, HBK versus Ric Flair. Of course, that's a top 10 match for me. She's fallen head over heels with Shawn and has begun to start to understand why Ric Flair is a GOAT. Absolutely. I mean, Shawn Michaels, he's just a sexy boy. How could you hate him?
HBK Avenue.
HBK Avenue. Carlos's favorite WrestleMania 31 because of the greatest heist of the century, Seth cashing in on Roman's title. Comes full circle and costs Roman a title again at WrestleMania 40. Carlos, I love that. WrestleMania 31, I've got a very near and dear to my heart. I remember going absolutely wild when Seth cashed in. Good choices, man. Keep those WrestleMania, keep revisiting the Mania alive, ladies and gentlemen. Go follow Revisiting the Mania. Go show some love to them on YouTube. Tell them Malinoff and Mike sent you. Technically, Carlos and Maria, go show them some love. Logan says Giulia and Stephanie long-term storyline until NXT Stand and Deliver. I ain't mad at it. Never mad at it.
When did Stand and Deliver? If it's September
We're
right
talking
now.
April. Yeah, we're talking April. So we're
Jesus
talking
Christ.
WrestleMania
Never mind.
season. That's a
Never
long
mind.
time. We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. But Torn, it's time to talk about your man, not Ren Flair's man, your
Nope.
man. So
Nope.
I'm gonna let you take the wheel here. Put you in the driver's seat for a sec. Take over here.
Sheesh.
Torn take over on the Nightcap. Tell the people about this Javon Evans and Charlie Dempsey Heritage Cup match.
I will do my best. Feel free to step in whenever, Michael. Hello, people. Today we're going to discuss Javon Evans versus my man, Charlie Dempsey in a Heritage Cup championship match. I believe this is Javon Evans' first try at the Heritage Cup. He has had a try at the NXT title. What else has he had a tries at? Like, he's just doing it. Support both of those guys. Did you have any initial thoughts about this match, Michael?
I loved it. I think we talked about it.
As soon as you heard about it?
Oh, I loved it as soon as we heard about it. I loved it. And I think we talked about it as well about 10 days ago or the other day. I know I was talking with one of you guys about this and the clash of styles.
Right.
You've got Javon Evans, the high-flying speed, going up
Right.
against the ground-and-pound technical wizardry that is Charlie Dempsey. I loved it. Charlie Dempsey told a beautiful story here tonight.
And did. I'm glad you read his book.
Absolutely.
So let's just start out with the entrance. Did you see Javon Evans with his little backpack? Like, what the hell? It's so cute. He came out there.
Vibes.
Bruh, he came out there accompanied by his uncle Seti, which is also cute. I will not be okay with Charlie Dempsey, the current champion, getting a jobber entrance. I guess that's when Ren's around. I mean, if you were rolling with me, bro, we would come out first, music, pyro, all. Anyway, so round one, it wasn't bad for Javon. He kept up with Charlie's difference in style. He hung on after a monkey flip delivered by Dempsey, and I said, oh, he might be made for this cup. He might be. This is basically a blue blood versus the young blood. I'm not joking. That's what's on Javon's pants. It says the young blood. Javon had Charlie gagged and gooped. If you don't know what that means, just know that my baby was not expecting this young boy, still can't drink young boy, to be hanging with him, flipping, moving with him like as soon as I thought about Javon Evans real hard, I said, oh yeah, he can do them back bends with Charlie Dempsey. He can flip and hold on. There's a little bit of strength in the core. So first round didn't go to either one, I don't think, right? So Charlie Dempsey got the first decision in round two. By round three, there was a pinfall off a little aerial signature move that Javon Evans does. So they're tied at this point. I'm like, okay. They're making my baby look strong. They're making the young boy look strong. This is the type of fight I want to see for the Heritage Cup Championship because, to my surprise, somebody said that they didn't like the Heritage Cup. I was like, I love a Heritage Cup match. Do you?
Love them. Heritage Cup, one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things.
Like, and it's like, never mind. But by round four, Charles Edward Dempsey, he just has such great facial expressions in his selling. I think you mentioned earlier, like, I think with Chelsea Green sellings. Have you ever noticed when Charlie Dempsey hits the mat, he goes elbows flying for that added sound impact? And I'm like, bruh, yes. But so Javon is a great seller too. He was working the injured neck. He was selling the injured neck. Charlie Dempsey didn't have to do all that to my little cousin Javon. He didn't have to, but he did. Maybe he did. Maybe he had to figure it out the hard way. I don't know the way.
Gotta stretch him in the ring some way. You gotta break him in.
So there was a crazy double hook suplex during the last 10 seconds of round 4. Javon kicked out. My husband did another submission move, but he didn't relinquish the move. I'm going to fast forward. My man eventually won this match, but it wasn't without interference from the outside. You know Ren Sinclair going to get in the mix. You know Miles Bourne going to throw a foot on the rope. But what I did not realize, Michael, I didn't think Japan was going to free Tavian Heights. They've been holding him hostage. I literally was like, bro,
They had him held down,
no,
dude.
they
were not letting
this
man out of Japan. They said you are now a part of the promotion. Thank you for coming. You don't have to worry about NXT anymore.
He went to the steakhouse, boy. I thought he was finna get the scapegoat treatment. They wasn't sending him back till he accomplished his mission, boy. Like, so let me go back to the scheduled programming. By round 5, we get a slight Noam Dar mention. I am waiting for my Supernova to return. I have my Scotland green screen in the back. I have my Metaphor lights going. We miss you, buddy. Damn it.
We miss you, Noam.
So, like I said, Miles threw a foot on the rope. Uncle Seti played his role. He flew across the top rope, took him out. But Tavian Heights is back from Japan, bro. They were not letting him fucking go. So, and he literally feels like not a better wrestler, but a bigger star. He's like, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, he came back. He said, I'm back. I was in Japan. I was shouldering with the legends. I'm the man. I was winning matches.
But yeah, for a second, it looked like Javon was going to win, but it also looked like Japan was not letting Tavian Heights go. So I'm glad we're here. I just want them to fast forward to the part where they kick Ren out the group.
I love it. Torrin, I couldn't have said it any better myself. So that was
Sean Lucas. Shout out Sean Lucas.
Fantastic. Shout out Sean Lucas. Heritage Cup is great. Yes, it is, sir. Martin said the Heritage Cup really worked its way to being one of the best things in NXT. So props to the whole division on raising its value. 100%, Martin. The Prez is in attendance. He said, Torrin in the host seat. How do I get
Charlie
upgraded
Dempsey
to the host seat next time I nightcap it up? You don't. You don't got the takes. You don't got the takes like Torrin.
The passion.
That was a takes by Torrin right there.
Look, I had my notes separated by rounds. I was ready.
Got separated by rounds, ladies and gentlemen. There's no way you're going to speak ill when she's talking about her man's Charlie Edward Dempsey.
Not while I have my Charlie Dempsey herring. Like, bruh, baby Regal in this hoe. Like, anyway.
Hey, I love it. I will take back over my host seat just for this next match here. You
got
take
it.
over whenever.
I'll clock back in for the main event.
Right. You got to clock back in. Exactly. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I got to talk about, you ready? The meat bumping tonight on NXT because we got Oba Femi bumping his meat with TNA's Alex Hammerstone, a little meat madness. Arby's sponsor me tonight on NX Meat, baby. I loved it. What I didn't love, Torrin, my man Hammerstone did not get a great showing tonight. To me, it felt like this was all about Oba Femi getting back to being the monster that he is supposed to be after the Don showed that the monster might be mortal at No Mercy. I loved seeing Hammerstone. Never thought I'd see him in NXT, but I wasn't a fan of the showing. I wasn't a fan of the showing tonight.
I'm not sure if you remember. It might have been on the No Mercy recap where we literally was like, get Omos, get Hammerstone, get these people over here, bro. Like
Damn, did we say that?
We said it. We said it. We said it.
Forgetting what I say.
Nah, bro. Because literally, sidebar, that morning, I'm just on the timeline. I'm seeing stuff from Josh Alexander. I'm little snippets from an interview. And I'm like, these people damn near begging for them to get a showing on another show. If y'all don't put these people to work. So we threw their names out like, yeah, these people clearly they want to get involved, get used. And I'm not going to lie, I would have appreciated the little tease of the Don, paying off the guy a little earlier. I didn't feel, maybe a lot of people didn't get to see it, so they didn't get a lot of time to speculate on who it was, but I already had in my head, that's not tall enough to be Omos. I don't know who the fuck is that wide, but all I could think of is someone from TNA.
Yeah,
100%. I don't know him, so I was just casually watching. I watch Obafemi matches more or less with the same type of scope these days. So I'm looking for Hammerstone to do what he could. Let me slow down. I feel like you. The audience gave him a decent reception. The audience gave him a decent reception, and I think that was nice. They were equal parts surprised, but elated as if they knew who the fuck it was. And that's all you can hope for. Off the rip, I even wrote it looks a little weighted for him to be Obafemi's size. We're getting a lot of Obafemi offense. So maybe that it's not like I lost interest after that, but that goes back to what we were saying about TNA maybe getting the shorter end of the stick in this exchange sometimes. Also, I know I'm not hosting, but I did want to bring light to one comment about, I know you like this, about the Dawn bringing prestige back to the Heritage Cup.
Yes.
Do you remember what I said about how they were down talking Charlie Dempsey, down talking the Dawn? I said, we're going to single-handedly get them to where they need to be on the card. Single-handedly. Yep. They have 100%. Different styles that need to be showcased. The Heritage Cup match structure is the perfect place to showcase that. Y'all lucky Noam Dar injured, bro. Y'all lucky.
Spot on. Anyway. I love it. Yeah, the Hammerstone, I got to see Hammerstone up close and personal. Quick story. Really? Went to a GCW show out by me and got to see him against Richard Holiday, which is a good one. He was an MLW guy. Him and MJF used to be a part of a group back in the day when they were coming up in the rankings. Yeah. Believe it or not. So Richard Holiday, his gimmick is, basically it's very similar to MJF, but it's a little bit different. He's a cocky, arrogant heel that knows that his presence is a gift, essentially. Richard Holiday, definitely an underrated wrestler out there on the circuit right now. So much love to him. Him and Hammerstone had a hell of a fight in GCW. There was no light tubes. There was none of that. There were a couple doors that got busted. And Holiday actually ended up beating Hammerstone. But from that moment, when I saw Hammerstone there, man, that's a big dude. One, that's a big dude that can go. Number two, and number three, when he signed to TNA, I was like, fantastic. And number four, bonus, he's a West Coast guy. He's an Arizona guy, so I got to show love to the Arizona pro wrestlers coming up. Him, Brittany Brooks is another name to keep an eye out in the women's division. She's out with an injury right now, but the Arizona wrestling scene is pretty popping. You got some big names coming up the circuit here in the near future. But Hammerstone, Obafemi, love to see it. Wish we would have got a little bit more offense from Hammerstone.
You know what? And even my co-host, we talked for a second, and she was like, surprisingly a good match. Surprisingly a good showing, but I agree that it could have had more of an equal feel between the two people.
Yeah, it was funky, but nevertheless,
by the time I turned back around, he had won.
Yeah, that's the part for me. It's like you got these two meaty men, right? And we saw what they did with Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman, last couple of weeks on Raw. You could have done something here. You could have done something like that here. You could have had Hammerstone and him just beat the piss out of each other, go through the wall, count at 10. Maybe you run it back on TNA in a couple weeks. You have Oba come over, challenge Hammerstone for unsettled business. I'm talking crazy. I'm talking crazy.
Clearly, or we're too far in the future for the folks. They don't know.
Could be telling the future. Could be telling the future. But the future is undecided right now, Torrin.
What's going on?
The future of Chase U, because Rich Holland and Duke Hudson, that was a beautiful segue by me. I'm patting myself on the back. That was on par with the John Cena prank call. A decorated member of your United States Marines needs your support this Sunday at WWE Super Slam. Anyway,
you're annoying.
I am very, yes. That's what my girl tells me too. Ridge Holland versus Duke Hudson. Ridge Holland has snapped. Poor Thea Hale. Give Thea Hale an Emmy nomination for the way she's been selling these fucking attacks to Andre Chase and poor Duke Hudson this week. You got any thoughts for this, or you want to move on to the TNA knockout?
We can move on.
We're moving on.
Shout out Thea
Jordan,
Hale.
shout out Thea Hale. We do love Thea Hale in this household. Jordan Grace, TNA Knockouts Open Challenge is answered by Sol Ruka. Get into it, Torn.
Don't forget, Wes Lee came out to the
Wes
commentary
Lee
table.
Did come out. Go ahead.
And called out. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're back in the seat.
Very briefly, but what? Because look, the folks were wondering, how did we get to Profits versus Fraxium? The other folks like me didn't give a fuck. We're like, all right, cool. But shout out to Wes Lee. I'll say shout out to Wes Lee for thinking, you know what? Let's put a little logic in here. He came out, typical heel move, snatched the microphone or the headset of Vic Joseph to let the people know that there's a reason why the Rascals ain't out here today. Long story short, did he challenge Zachary to a street fight?
He did challenge Zachary to a street fight at the
CW
NXT PLE.
Do you want to hear an unhinged take?
I would love nothing more than to hear an unhinged take.
I remember saying that Trey Miguel was so much of a babyface. What if Trey Miguel turns on Wentz as well?
That poor man. I'm going to feel so bad for him. I mean, it's not all sad. You know, he gets to go home to Gigi Dolan. You know, he's got Gigi Dolan to comfort him. And, you know, he's a big Disney guy. If Trey Miguel turns on Zachary Wentz and joins with Wes Lee, then man, oh man, you better be hoping that there's a tag team title victory coming down the line for Wes and Trey. Because that's the only, I feel like that's got to be the goal, the ultimate goal. Or Trey Miguel is poisoned. I mean, that is not an unhinged thought.
Are they going to treat Trey Miguel? Are they going to treat Trey Miguel like Wheeler Yuta?
Oh, no. They're going to have Wheeler Yuta choking. Nah, they're going to be having.
He's going to be holding him back.
Zachary Wentz is Rey Mysterio and Wes is Eddie, and it's custody for Trey Miguel in a ladder match.
But just to give you my final thoughts and make it quick, I remember when we talked about Mr. Wentz versus Wes Lee back at No Mercy, and I told you my thoughts on that match. I think they deserve to dive back into the. I keep wanting to call this boy Pete Wentz. Is his name Zach Wentz?
It's Zachary Wentz. Pete Wentz is the what's his name from Green Bay?
I know who that is. I know. I feel like it's worth diving back into the. Shut up. A lot of people either don't know who Zach Wentz is, or they only faintly remember the last time he was in NXT mixed with what they might have heard. So if your boy turns on Wentz along with Wes, they can go be heels together, maybe get the belts off Fraxium, do whatever with that. Maybe they fight each other. Maybe we get a triple threat. I don't know, but I know that we need a reintroduction into Zach Wentz because I still don't know who that is.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, if the people need it, the people need it. But we got to talk about the juggernaut. She now. Did you see what she called her fans on?
Did you say Jaguners?
Jaguners.
She's so funny. Someone tell Sean that this pizza is ready to come out of the oven, bro.
Yo,
she's ready.
Yo, that Royal Rumble return, then signing with WWE at the end of the year is gonna hit like I don't even want to.
Because last year she went crazy. I literally tweeted, someone needs to get a bear tranquilizer. Like, what's going on? Bianca, get her.
Dude,
this year,
incredible.
Oh yeah, we love her. But baby girl,
her and Soul, man, they tore it up tonight.
Surprising.
Solid little match.
Like we've already talked about, a nice mishmash of styles. Soul is still incorporating her own fusion of wrestling with her acrobatics and all of her flexibilities. But, you know, Juggernaut straight power, straight gridiron in the gym. So it was interesting to see how they would come at each other.
Yeah. And let's talk about the fact that Jordan hit her with the muscle buster and the lights went off. Wendy Chu and Rosemary showed up, attacked Jordan Grace, and let's talk about it though. No
Okay.
winner in this match. They protected Sol Ruka and Jordan Grace.
How-
Technically,
you know,
Sol Ruka
did
got
we
protected here.
was that 2 or 3 no finishes tonight? Was that 1? Was that the only one?
I think that was the only one. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I guess I checked out. I thought we had 2, but no, yeah, they protected Sol Ruka, which is good. They did note that the knee brace is finally off. I guess they heard me on that because I don't take you as a serious contender with a knee brace on. I'm sorry, but I know that's Sol Ruka, and she's going to be Superwoman and do whatever. Did you it, like solid little match, literally, especially if this is the first time they've ever seen each other in between the ropes. Solid little match. There was one little moment where I think they both went over the ropes and maybe Juggernaut got tied up. I'm like, baby, not her knee. Get away from her knee.
Get away from the knee.
I thought it was going to be Cora Jade, though.
You thought that was the return of Cora Jade. Interesting.
Wasn't going to be like happy or excited or anything, but I could see Cora Jade in the Knockouts division, like popping up, going, ha in 2 weeks.
She's Nelson from The Simpsons now?
That was her thing. She used to do that. And I thought, no offense, God, I hope she has a new improved gimmick, but I just thought that was a little childish for her. She used to do that. She used to be like,
yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that.
And I'm like, baby girl, Rox is gonna beat you up.
Rox is gonna beat you. Oh man, I love it. Looks like Rosemary and Wendy Chu next week are gonna take on Lyra and Tatum, the other set of besties.
Who are they taking on?
Lyra Valkyria and Tatum Paxley. Lyra. Is it not? Have I been saying it wrong this whole time?
You've been saying it very wrong, my guy. It's Lyra.
It's Lyra Valkyria, not Lyra. Lyra, no.
Oh my God, get out of
Lyra.
Here.
Oh boy,
get out of here.
They're gonna come.
Wait, so they're gonna have a tag?
They're all everyone's tapping away at their keyboards right now. Fake wrestling fan. You can't even pronounce the name. He's a fake fan.
You're always catching heat. What's going on?
I'm always catching heat, man. I'm like an oven.
You always
bro.
have me on the nightcap without. You always have me on the nightcap without my partner to get my most egregious and honest takes, and I hate that for me.
I love it. It makes for great comedy. Listen, they're going up against next week. Lyra, and Tatum versus Wendy and Rosemary. So you got 3 spooky girls, 1 bird lady. Very interesting kind of tag team. I'm just happy Lyra's getting TV time, honestly, on Raw and NXT now. And I also love that it looks like Wendy and Rosemary, something's getting set up for Wendy and Jordan Grace on TNA. So maybe Sol Ruka hops over with Jordan Grace and helps her take on Rosemary and Wendy Chu.
I won't say much. I don't want to accidentally spoil any TNA tapings. I don't know what has happened.
You already saw the TNA stuff?
No, like literally, I don't know.
Damn.
Bro, to my knowledge, I could be wrong. Someone correct us in the comments if we're wrong. I think don't they like film stuff like a week in advance?
Yeah, I think it's like a week or 2 in advance. So I'm pretty sure there's something with Wendy Chu or with Jordan Grace in TNA this week happening.
It's just I always wonder what is the deciding factor of whether to run something on NXT or TNA. Like I could see Rascals doing majority TNA stuff with their storylines, but Wendy, I want to see her on my Tuesday show. Yeah.
It's a good question. How do they delegate that? How do we delegate what's going to be on NXT? What's going to be? I guess it's got to be storyline driven. And what makes sense with the stories? Maybe.
I guess which arena will remember what my co-host said about like Tatum popped up on TNA and they low-key pulled her back because her pop was a little too big. Like she got the reaction that she deserved over there. So
she's very underrated.
Don't get me started. I've been singing Tatum Paxley's praises for at least this entire year. She's been
you and me both.
She's been giving Kazarni. She's been giving Stalker Mickey James. She's been giving Damiana Sandow. Like literally, when y'all stole.
Can't forget about Daphne. Can't forget about the Daphne inspo.
And I didn't, and the Daphne was like the last true, like, all right, this is the influence of who, of the past I looked up to, and now this is like part of my character too. Like, it's long overdue. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Great. Very, very, very good. It's crazy to think that just a couple months ago, about a year ago, people were tweeting at the USA Network to give Tatum a chance. Now look at what she's been able to do with that chance. So that's all you got to do, Shawn Michaels. That's all you got to do, WWE. Give him a chance. Let him go.
Shawn Michaels, look at my job application.
Shawn Michaels, review the job application, please. We've made it to the main event here tonight of NXT, a last man standing number one contenders match. For the NXT Championship. We got Trick Williams, whoop that Trick, going up against the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne. And this is chaos. Pure chaos. Great last man standing match tonight.
This match was for nobody but me. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. How did you feel about this match, Michael?
I loved it.
Over the host.
I loved it.
You loved it?
Loved it. Loved
did
the
you
ending.
Ever,
loved them.
Did you ever think we would get 3 matches out of them? Did you?
I didn't honestly. I was worried that Pete Dunne was going to get lost to the wayside for a bit there, and then they have him doing Hater of the Year nomination work right now. So I'm
not
all for
on my
this
watch. Not on my watch. Pete Dunne will never fall to the wayside, get swept under the rug as long as I got breath and an iPhone charger. Anyway, like, bro, stop playing with him. Anyway, I thought, like you said, I thought it was great. For him to even be inserted into the Hater of the Year conversation with such a late entry, a late submission, if you will, that just shows the type of character work he's capable of, the type of technician he is in the ring, how tactical like, bro, you in there with people, former champions, folks, people might consider Green. He a trainer, bro. He got his own little, like, they be teaching folks how to do stuff. If you want to get in the ring with somebody, I would want to be in the ring with a Natty, a fucking whoever that knows what they're doing. I digress, but that's my opening thoughts.
We said it, we said it on the NXT No Mercy show. The guy's been wrestling since he was like 12, 13 years old. He's 27 years old. He's got like 15 years of wrestling experience. He's a veteran at 27.
Bro,
not guys you could say that about. There's a few.
Y'all gonna stop playing with a former UK champion.
640 something days for Pete Dunne.
I also think y'all should know that Tyler Bate beat him in the inaugural little thing to get the first belt. That type of hate has been festering in this man for a while.
For 7 years.
You was tag team partners with somebody that beat you to be the first champion, bro. He been plotting revenge. I'm
gonna be real. Tyler Bate doesn't unfortunately get hurt. It's not Pete Dunne and Sheamus. It's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate hating on one another on Raw right now. It's Pete Dunne going back to NXT.
I'm so glad, because I thought they were going to tease them breaking up, and that was going to piss me the fuck off for no reason.
No, I could tell the writing on the wall was coming. As soon as they lost that last tag match, the one he got hurt in, they set it up there.
The unnecessary match, the match that did need to happen. Okay, continue.
Yes. And I was like, I see what they're going to do. Triple H loves it because the same thing's going to happen inevitably with Johnny and Tommaso Ciampa. If you be crazy to think Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate is not a match that you could put on a premium live event. Just like Johnny and Tommaso Ciampa. It is,
but I also think that right now, for some reason, these companies are still trying to convince either themselves or the audience, like, I enjoy seeing these two people do this British strong style, age-old world, whatever the fuck they doing. But I guess they really think the audience does not want to see that. Javon Evans was going to town with Charlie Dempsey. Charlie Dempsey put on a masterclass, and Javon Evans kept up.
Yeah.
Literally Pete Dunne in the ring with whoever, let alone Tyler Bate, let alone Ilya Dragunov. They finna get down. So I know that's what I want to see. I guess maybe they're finally coming around to maybe we can work this. Maybe we can get we want to see this shit. These people know what they're doing. They've been wrestling 12, 20, 30 fucking years, fighting since 12. I want to see Pete Dunne against the world. What is it? Detroit versus everybody. I want to see Pete Dunne versus everybody. But anyway, I'm sorry. We haven't even gotten into the match yet. Pete Dunne gave an impassioned promo from backstage before the match started. Did you notice his eye was blackened?
Yep. He probably caught that last night in that fatal 4-way match.
Crazy match, might I add. I thought I had no thoughts that he was gonna win, but I said my baby running back to back. He running back to back.
That sequence with him, Ilya, and Jay at the end was fantastic.
Yep. So like you said, this was a last man standing match, and I don't know. I felt something here. The feeling just starting to get restored a little bit, HBK. I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up. I don't know how I feel about a last man standing match starting at 8:50 Central Standard Time. That kind of
I agree to that.
Either we could have put this dead ass in the middle of the 2-hour time block, or you could have given those two men the respect of starting at 8:30.
Yeah.
So that, like, we seem to have similar feelings about that. Bad time usage. I thought we were going to get a no contest finish, and especially when they did their little double, their little Russian leg sweep off the
Russian
podium.
leg sweep.
Bro, I said if we go for round 4 or make it a triple threat with Ethan Page, it's going to go crazy. It's going to go crazy.
I thought triple threat. I had it written out here in the little thing, little banners underneath that you guys see. I already had it written out. As soon as that move hit, I was like triple threat at NXT CW NXT. And then they trick one, and I was like, delete.
I will say, since you already said the trick one, it was a quick insertion of All Ego Ethan Page, and at the end, I didn't know why he was encouraging Pete Dunne. Baby, Pete Dunne will murder you and hide
Pete Dunne is worse. Like, yo, Pete
Dunne will murder you. Hide the body, keep the belt.
He wants the guy that's taking people's fingers and going like this.
Bruh.
What?
Bruh. Anyway, so in the 2 seconds he got over
right here.
Bruh. So the 2 seconds he was on camera, like trying to get Pete to get up, I guess he then said, all right, Pete's not getting up. Let me go fuck with Trick. Trick back body dropped him. Like, it just was a strong victory. And for a second, I forgot that this was a last man standing match. Trick is legitimately the only one standing up. Ego is on his back or his front or whatever.
He's on his ass, yeah.
So I liked that small. That was purposeful. He literally looked strong in that victory of I dropped the champion, I dropped my competitor, we're outside the ring. It's filling the last man standing match, check boxes.
My favorite part about Ethan Page going through the table was Joseph's candy flying everywhere. That's my favorite part of any table spot in NXT.
Oh, yeah.
You know about Vic Joseph's candy bowl? You know about his candy bowl, right?
Yeah.
He's got different candies, and every time someone gets put through the thing, it just flies everywhere. Just the details for me.
I know for the most part, they don't really know what's going to happen or how the show is going to go. But, like, I wonder if they're, like, truly eyeing the action. Like, let me stand the fuck up in case they come across this table. Because sometimes I wonder if the stars are trying to, like, surprise them. They kind of chucked him across. Someone got chucked across the table good and quick today.
Giulia tonight, when Giulia got tossed
across the table. It was good and quick.
Good and Booker and Booker and Vic were looked at each other like, what the hell?
Go.
Like, they didn't see that coming at all. And I also didn't knock over his drink. His can was like still standing. Like, I caught the camera angle real quick. It's so stupid. Very good main event to NXT.
Very great.
Torn.
Very great.
We have CM Punk next week coming to make his face known. Out of nowhere. We have CM Punk back on NXT October 1st, and then October 8th, we've got the Viper, Randy Orton. We've got the Spooky Girls and tag team action next week. We've got all sorts of chaos. Jade and Bianca's coming down to NXT in a couple weeks.
Then I saw something about The Miz.
The Miz is hosting Miz TV October 1st. That NXT October 1st show is absolutely stacked.
And you know
You've got a
what? Yep. I'm sorry. Is it the week before Bad Blood or no?
Yeah, it's the week of Bad Blood. That's why the CW effect, the fact that there's no PLEs for the rest of this month, and the fact that it's the week of Bad Blood, that show is insane already. I'm guaranteed there's going to be more matches. It's going to be insane, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why you should follow Black Masses and Constellations podcast on Spotify. Follow Torin. I'm going to let her say her piece about her tag team partner Tortellini, where you can find them, what they got coming down the pipeline. I'm going to close this show out, and we're going home, folks.
We are out of here. All right, you guys, I appreciate you for sticking through it with us. We tried to be speedy. This is one of our quicker nightcaps for NXT. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, on X, but you can definitely find the Black Masses and Constellations podcast on Spotify. You can check the hashtag. It's hashtag BMCPod. I am on X as Taylor's Karma. So that's TaylorSkarmAA. No Wyatt 6 affiliation. You can find our podcast X account. It should still be under my old astrology @ So that's straight up astrology, like straight up astrology. But when you click on it, it'll say Black Masses and Constellations podcast. My partner, my Terra twin, she is missing, but I will pub her as well. You can follow her at __Tortellini. How do you spell it?
Tortellini. Tortellini.
Woo! But yeah, definitely follow her, follow me. She does nice little workout things if you're into fitness as well as the sports entertainment. I talk about other reality shows if you want to hear about that sort of thing. We just came back from a brief hiatus. Mercury was in the Gatorade. Our first episode back was called Black Mass Shut Your Mouth, a little play on the, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. Our next few episodes will be AEW focused, actually. We are going to talk about All Out, probably going to give some thoughts about All In, probably going to talk about the weekly episodic shows because we have not shown AEW enough love on our podcast. 20 episodes and only 3 of them were AEW. We showed the WWE a lot of love. We're going to come back to y'all. We might, throw in some pay-per-view thoughts, but that's the plan thus far.
I love it, Torin. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight on the Nightcap. Much love to Tortellini. Feel better. We missed you here tonight. I know you and your tag team partner are going to be linking up to make some fire content for the wrestling podcast game. Folks, you know me. I'm mouthing off with Mike. If you want to catch me, you can go at MOWM_podcast. Make sure you subscribe to Boom Broadcasting. We've got a ton of shows coming down the pipeline this week. 2 new shows. We've got a baseball show hosted by Chris, the Dugout Debrief. We've got a new fantasy football show hosted by the model Wayne Thomas. You've seen him on the Nightcap before. You recognize him. He'll be coming out with Sideline Savants this week. You've also got Shannon Smith with Quick Hits, Sean Lucas with It Stinks and Wrestling of Destiny, Mike with Drop the Mic, Out of Pocket. Of course, the Nightcap will be back tomorrow for AEW Dynamite, talking the fallout from All Out, as well as what was in the needle, Hangman. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Nightcap. That's Torin. I'm mouthing off with Mike. Go out there. Have a good night. Bye, guys. This has been the Nightcap.
Bye,
guys.